Origins of Buddhism. The origins of Buddhism can be traced back to ancient India during the 5th century BCE. It all began with a prince named Siddhartha Gautama, who was born into a royal family in the city of Kapilavastu, in what is now modern-day Nepal. Siddhartha lived a privileged life, shielded from the harsh realities of the world. However, at the age of 29, he ventured outside the palace walls and encountered the sufferings of ordinary people, a sick person, an elderly person, and a corpse. These encounters deeply impacted him and prompted him to seek answers to the nature of human suffering. Driven by a profound sense of compassion and a quest for truth, Siddhartha renounced his luxurious life and embarked on a spiritual journey. For 6 years, he immersed himself in various ascetic practices and sought guidance from renowned teachers in the prevailing spiritual traditions of the time. However, Siddhartha realized that extreme asceticism did not lead to enlightenment. Rejecting this path, he decided to follow a middle way between self-indulgence and self-mortification. Underneath a Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, he resolved not to rise until he had found the truth. After a night of deep meditation, Siddhartha attained enlightenment and became the Buddha, which means the awakened one. He had discovered a path that could liberate individuals from suffering and lead to ultimate freedom and enlightenment. Following his enlightenment, the Buddha dedicated the rest of his life to teaching and sharing his insights to help others find liberation from suffering. He traveled throughout northern India, gathering disciples and delivering discourses known as sutras. The core of the Buddha's teachings revolved around the Four Noble Truths, which form the foundation of Buddhism. These truths are the truth of suffering, dukkha. The Buddha recognized that suffering is an inherent part of human existence. Birth, aging, illness, and death are inevitable sources of suffering, as are attachment, aversion, and ignorance. The truth of the origin of suffering, tanha. The Buddha taught that the root cause of suffering is craving and attachment. The insatiable desire for pleasure, possessions, and worldly success keeps individuals trapped in the cycle of suffering. The truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha. The Buddha declared that the cessation of suffering is attainable through the cessation of craving and attachment. By letting go of desires and cultivating detachment, individuals can experience liberation and find lasting peace. The truth of the path to the cessation of suffering, magga. The Buddha outlined the Eightfold Path as the means to achieve the cessation of suffering. This path consists of 8 interconnected factors, including right understanding, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right mindfulness, right effort, right concentration, and right thought. The Buddha's teachings also emphasized the importance of ethical conduct, meditation, and mindfulness. He encouraged his followers to cultivate virtues such as compassion, loving kindness, and wisdom, and to develop a deep understanding of the impermanence and interconnectedness of all phenomena. Throughout his life, the Buddha performed numerous miracles, delivered profound discourses, and guided his disciples on the path to enlightenment. He passed away at the age of 80 in the town of Kushinagar, leaving behind a vast body of teachings that continue to inspire and guide millions of people to this day.